All right, hey everybody, welcome back. Dave Dryden here, my brother Dustin.
Dustin, yep.
We're with DryDragonDen Studios, as we said previously. This is our first check-in of our 24-hour comic book day venture. And so we've been, let's see, it's about 8:30, maybe a little later now. We've been doing this for about 4 hours. We had to take a break here and there. We had to do dinner, but we've pretty much been going straight. I wanted to just give you kind of an update of where we are right now in our pages. We've each done a few pages. I've done a few. My brother did one or two here. So just wanted to give you a quick update, kind of show you where we are. These are all really roughs right now. The plan is to really kind of get a lot of roughs done and then go back and do inking maybe the second half of our time here. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me run over to mine here first. Kind of show you what I got here. I'm working on my third page right now. This is the first page I started tonight. And again, as I said, they're all rough, so not to the detail that obviously anyone would want to see in a comic page, but this is kind of where I am now. There's a character in our comic book, and kind of the main baddie, and his name is Bionic Fox. He's kind of half fox, half cyborg, and he's got a lot of enhancements to him. But he's been captured, and kind of give you a quick little idea of what my brother and I are doing. We have kind of this 4-part crossover introduction to our characters, and that's kind of how we want to kind of initiate our comic book, kind of our comic books, our web comics. So in this particular scene, Bionic Fox has been captured by some of the protagonists, the good guys. He's been thrown into a kind of this prison room. And, of course, when he was thrown in there, he was unconscious. So here he is waking up. His eyes are starting to kind of awaken. And he finds himself on the floor of the cell here, and realizes he's all alone, and it's pitch black in there. So what is going on is what he's saying. So I'm going to kind of go to the next page here and show you what's going on. So he looks back and he's like, oh my goodness, my hands are restrained, right? They've got some handcuffs or something on them. And he looks down at them and realizes, oh my goodness, my bionic arm, which is this arm right here, this arm on the left-hand side, his bionic arm doesn't work. Like, what is going on? And realizes his bionic eye is not working either. And he's looking around now, and it shows you here that this side of his left eye is not even working. His bionic eye is not working, but his right eye can see a little bit. So now he's confused and wants to know what's going on here. So as he's confused, all of a sudden a voice shouts at him and says, "Hey, be quiet." And here he is. He's confused, looking around again, and suddenly there's a figure in the shadows, and what's adding to his confusion is he doesn't know who his aggressor is right now. So that's kind of the storyline so far. I'm going to run over to my brother's computer, let him kind of introduce what he's doing, and show you what he's got here.
All right, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'm losing my voice now, apparently. Just by coincidence, apparently it's just happening this time of year. But I was able to get a little bit more than just roughs. I've got some pencils down now for the page I was working on today. As my brother said, we're doing a 4-part story, and the way we broke it down was I have part 1 that I'm drawing. He's got part 2, I've got part 3, and he's got part 4. As far as the drawing tasks of it. We wrote the story together. And we just broke it down that way so we could, a little division of labor, I guess. So anyway, I've got part 1 I'm working on right now. I think he showed you is part 2.
It's part 4.
Oh, yeah. 4. See, he's in part 4 already. But here's kind of the story so far for me in part 1. We're introduced to some bad guys again, So this is this bad guy. His name's Grunt. He's an elephant. So a really big dude, kind of maybe an Andre the Giant type. In terms of stature, he's like a really big guy. Then you got these 3 guys over here. There's 3 dogs over here, and this is the leader, this is the guy, he's got the muscles, and this is your kind of engineer nerd guy. And they're kind of a trio. I guess we'll just call them a trio right now. I don't really have a set name for these guys, but they're meeting up, they're doing a deal, and of course, as everyone knows, watching movies during deals, neither of the parties, neither of them trust each other, so they go in and they check weapons first, and they hand over weapons, that kind of thing, and that's what's happened in this scenario. And now the elephant grunt is starting to walk away from these guys, but then he thinks something's up. And these guys are looking like they're trying to play it off cool over here, but he knows something's up. And then he turns around and he spots the guy he suspects. And this is the engineer. He's taking something out of his pant leg, and that's a no-no. So he's calling them out, and we're going to see what happens. And then the next page. I'm going to the next page. I'm starting it with the pencils. I guess the way I operate, a little bit different than my brother. I just start drawing. I don't really do roughs. I mean, I guess it's in my head, but I guess we just have different styles when we draw, so which is cool. And I'm just starting to do the pencils now. I have a vision of what I want to see, and I just start drawing it. So this is him. He's kind of there's a popular term now, breaking the fourth wall. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. He's kind of in distress right now. The elephant's probably going to do something to him, and he wants to get away, and he's going to try to avoid it, but we'll see what happens. So hopefully I'll be able to have this next page done by the next time we have a video, maybe even more.
Awesome. Cool. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for joining us again. We're continuing to press forward here through our 24-hour comic book day adventure, and we'll check in with you again here in a few hours. Thanks.